something just came to my head. You don't hear nowhere in the story where it says the cross broke. Even though it was an old rugged cross. Y'all know what a rugged cross is? That's a cross that's just barely hanging on. That's like that screen door that used to be at Grandma, Big Mama house. That was just hanging on like this. You can stick your fingers in through the screen and unlock. That's what that old rugged cross was. But it's something about when the greatest thing ever was on that old rugged cross. That cross was still standing. Amen. I look at that cross as being, amen, our dedication and our obedience to our Lord and our Savior today. If we would just hold him up, he'll hold us up. When I felt like falling apart, he was the nail that held it together. He was the glue, the staple, the screw. Amen, somebody, the bolt that held it together. That old rugged cross. Amen. Amen. I don't know who you are, but God saying, hold on. Your strength is on the way. Amen, somebody. We don't want to trouble you long, but we do want to trouble your spirit, man, to be better than he was when he came in. Amen. We want him to be better than he was on yesterday. We want him to prepare the way for tomorrow's spirit, man. Amen. Grab your Bible, turn over to Matthew chapter 25. And we do say once again to everyone in your respectful places. Matter of fact, before you turn, put your hand up. We do honor you. You, my sister, my brother, on today. Amen. You are, I heard Elder say, you are somebody. Amen. You go down to McDonald's and keep all the managers and fire everybody else. See how many Big Macs you get. See how many, y'all know the ice cream machine already. It always be broke. But imagine if there wasn't nobody who could go back there and try to somewhat fix it. You would never have it. Me, I swing through McDonald's. Y'all, I guess it's like you got to cross your fingers. Get up there. Y'all got any apple pies? No, we ain't got that. We got holiday pies. All right, well, thank you. And I want them with those sprinkles and all that on them. And I want my apple pie fresh. Let me see the date. This says sale by 11. It's 7 o'clock at night. I don't want that one. Amen. But imagine if you didn't have everybody. You wouldn't have nothing. I don't care how good you may think you are. You can't do it all by yourself. Amen. You'll be a fool to try. You will kill yourself trying to do it all. When God is giving you people that are amongst your midst that are help, take the help. Amen. Matthew chapter 25. We're going to look at verses 14 through 30. And for some reason, y'all, I got to continue to stay on this laptop thing with this screen. Because now, you see, we got the pictures up. But now, for some reason, the Bible don't want to work. I take it as a sign that maybe God say, I don't want it up. I want it down. I want it right in front of their face. So I can keep their attention on something. Because when you look at the screen, somebody may not be able to see it from all the way in the back. God said, okay, this is something I need them to understand. So today, I don't take it as the computer messing up. I take it as God is doing something. Matthew 25, verses 14 through 30. Y'all got it? Amen. Amen. I'm going to wait. I ain't hear all the amens. All right, we take off. Matthew 25, verses 14 through 30. It says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Somebody say his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents. Pay attention. Unto one he gave 5 talents. To another 2. And to another one 1.
All right now.
To every man according to his several ability. To every man according to his own ability. And straightway took his journey. Verse 16, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Amen. Verse 22, he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee, that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. Verse 25, and I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. In other words, with interest. Verse 28, take therefore the talent from him. From who? The slothful servant. And give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath. Final verse, verse 30, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Amen. God's word for God's people. I'd like to give you a subject on this beautiful Sunday afternoon that the Lord has made in the form of a question. Is it worth the investment? Ask your neighbor, is it worth the investment? Is it worth the investment? And what is investment? Investment is defined as the act of putting money, time, or effort into something or someone in hopes of gaining a profitable return or result. What are some types of investments? Real estate. If I go out and there's some property of 5 acres of land downtown Williston or downtown Gainesville or Ocala, and I go and they say for 5 acres give us $2,000, and there's nothing on the land, it's just plain land. I go and I say I want the land. I give them the $2,000 for the land or whatever they ask for. Now my plan is, now I'm not just going to let the land sit. Now I invested into it, I'm going to upkeep it, and I want to see it eventually turn into something else. Amen, somebody? Eventually I want to see at least a Dollar General built on my land. I eventually want to see at least McDonald's put on my land. Somebody, Kitty Pie's Express, Panda Express. I want to see something. Shayla's Hair and Clothes. I want to see something put on that land. Evangelist Curtis Hand Styles and Nails and Weeds. I want to see something on that land. That's my investment. I put something into it, so I expect it to bring something back. Amen. Investment. Investment means to deposit into something. What do I want out of it? I want a profitable return or withdrawal.
All right.
You know something, I've learned that just because we have a debit card don't mean that you got money in the bank. I'll say that again on this side. Just because you got a debit card don't mean you got money in the bank. But in order to have money in the bank, I need to do something. I got to go to work behind the scenes in order to be able to put something in the bank, in order so that whenever I go and swipe the card, I won't get embarrassed. I done put all these groceries up here, then held up the line. Everybody else looking for another register because I got 3 buggies. I got this. You don't like it? Go down. Go to self-checkout. I'm over here. I was here first. And then you get there and they're talking about insufficient funds. I know you're a lie. The devil is a lie. I must have pushed the wrong number. It don't matter what number you put in. If you ain't got that invested into it, you ain't getting that out of it. You just going to go on, slide on out. I ain't want y'all to fucking groceries anyway. I'm going to go to Save a Lot anyway. So, you got to ask yourself today the question, is it worth the investment? Yeah. The Lord came along and he had 2 servants that he pointed out. He said, one of them I gave 10. One of them I gave 5. But it was something that they did. He said they didn't just hold on to what I gave them, but they turned it into something that a prophet, generation after generation, they didn't get selfish and just hold on to it just for themselves. They said, Lord, you gave it to me, so I got to use it. Sort of like a voice. I can't just hold my voice. Lord, you gave it to me, I must use it. You gave me the gift of dance, so I must dance. You gave me the gift of gab, so I must run my mouth. You gave me this, you gave me that. You gave me the gift to cook, so I must cook. Right. There was something that these men, they said, you know what, we got to use what we got. Why? Because the Lord has invested something into us that we couldn't invest in ourselves. Anybody ever been there? You don't know how the blessing came. You don't know where it came from. But all of a sudden when you were down, I'm talking about showing up down, all of a sudden something just popped up. Come on, I'm talking to myself. I done had some bills, y'all. And the bill showed up unexpectedly. But as soon as the bill showed up unexpectedly, some money showed up unexpectedly as well. I done had some times where I knew something was due. Went to pay it and they told me you don't owe nothing this month. Are you sure? Before I get on the phone with you, are you sure? I said it a little while ago. I had a car. I had a white Mercury Grand Marquis. I was paying it every 2 weeks. There was a payment coming out. I called in and make the payment. All of a sudden, it was the first of the month. I was supposed to call in and make a payment. I called in and the woman told me, she said, you don't have no payment. I said, you better check again. I'm calling you, it's the first of the month. It's my time to make a payment. She said, you don't have a payment. I said, well, listen, you need to make sure you're putting in the right account. Make sure you're spelling my name right. She said, sir, you don't have a payment. Matter of fact, she said, you don't owe us nothing. The title is in the mail. The car was paid off, and I'm sitting there waiting to get my money. She said, it's already paid for. Now in my mind, I say, I know I owe them something. She said, the car is paid for, and the title should come probably about the next day or the day after. Guess what came in the mail? Because I invested into something, I got something. So whatever you put into whatever God blesses you with, you got to have an expectation that God, you're going to do something. You're going to do something when I least expect it. You're going to do something when it seems like I'm about to mess up. God, you will step right in and do what only you can do. So these 2 men that were given 10 and 5 talents according to their ability, notice something the Bible says they turned it into a return. But there was that one. The one that said, Lord, I know you are hard, man, and I know you reap where you have not sowed, and you this, that, and the other. He said, I took it basically and I buried it. I thought I was doing the right thing. I just held on to it. All right. And here you go. You probably had a little dirt still on it. You just dug it up out the dirt, gave it back to him. Here you go. I got it for you. And the Lord told him something. He said, you lazy, slothful, unfaithful servant. You worker of iniquity. You quick to judge and quick to speak instead of quick to listen person. He said, you're unblessed in everything you do. You're catching hell everywhere that you turn because you took my investment that I put in you and you didn't do nothing with it. What's the best investment God could ever put in us? The Word of God. The Word, He said, I invested into you. But if you don't put the investment back into me, you will never get nothing out of it. That's why the Word sometimes it comes and it comes here, but it seems like it's here. God said, no, it was level. It was easy so that even the child could understand it. But because you're not putting nothing in, you're not getting nothing out. Amen. But one thing I've learned is that every investor invests expecting to earn a return. Yes. Now, can we put this in up-to-date terms? Think about some of the stuff you invest in right now. Think about these relationships that we invest in right now. Think about the bae and the boo and the honey bunny and the smooches. And think about all the little Debbie cakes and the honey bunches of oats and the Oreo cookies, whatever y'all call each other, you know, the little cute names. That's my 9 later, my Laffy Taffy. Whatever y'all call each other, think about what you're investing into them. We invest our time, we invest our effort. Some of y'all are investing your money in the people that are not even worth investing in. Hello, somebody. First sign, young lady, that you may not have the right man is when, not after you marry, it's beforehand. The way that he approached you should be a sign of how he's going to respect you. If he come to you and he calls you a B word, A-B, instead of calling you by a respectful name, trying to get your attention, then he's letting you know, this is how I see you. This is how, he just crazy. He called you out of your name because he invested into it, and now you ain't doing nothing about it, so you accept it. We get these relationships where we put everything in. Another sign of that joker may not be no good for you is if everywhere y'all go, you got to put your money out. And he don't never put nothing out. You got to buy the Big Mac and the French fries. You got to buy the bottled water and everything else. If you got to spend your own money every time, what do you think is going to happen after you're married? When you start somebody off lazy, they're going to stay lazy. Amen, I call it duck a duck and an ace a ace, amen, a spade a spade. If you start them off wrong, don't get upset later when what you've invested into them comes back to you in a negative return. I got it, baby, I got it. He worked, or watch this, you leave out the house and he on the couch, bring me back some. You headed to work, but you headed to work and he telling you, bring me back some on your way home. Bring me some Takis, some Cardi B wrap snacks, and a Fanta grape soda on your way home. What are you investing in the people? I don't know. God has me on this thing. He said, is the investment worth it? A man puts his hands on you at the beginning. I don't care how much makeup you buy. I don't care how many packs of cold meat or ice packs you put on and try to cover it up. Try to get your hand, put a little bang over the eye that's swollen. The scars don't show up on the outside. Let me say that again. The scars don't always show up on the outside. You can cover this, but what's on the inside is damaged. That's why when somebody invests something like that into you, you better go ahead and close the account. Go ahead and tell them, don't worry about it. You know, like Facebook say, how long you want to deactivate? You're going to be gone for a little while and you coming back? Give us a reason why. Ain't that what Facebook try to deactivate your page and see when they ask you about 6 questions. How long you going to be gone? Where you going? Who you going with? But there comes a time when God said, it's the investment Is it worth it in the relationship? There's a story that God brought to my head. He said there was two women that grew up as best friends. They played in the dirt together. They got sand sores on their legs together. Y'all know them little sand spots? They got sand spots. They got the same scar where they fell off the bicycle at the same time. One was pedaling, the other one was on the handlebar. One of them fell off, the other one fell behind. They got the same scars on them. Both of them grew up. One of them, we'll say Susie. Susie ended up getting married. And old Sally was her best friend. What is it? Maid of honor, matron honor, whatever it is. That was her right-hand man. The married woman would come back and tell her friend what the husband was doing. How he would mistreat her and how he would do this and how he didn't want to do this and how he didn't want to do that and he don't love me like he used to and he don't do this and he don't do that. And so the friend seemed like a friend, seemed like she was a good ear. But as soon as the divorce came, the best friend ended up stepping in and saying, I won't. Help somebody. When she stepped in, she lost a friend. Because a friend now has been betrayed. I invested something into you, and this is what you give me back. You give me a negative return. You go marry the same old sorry joker that I put down and told you wasn't no good. So guess what? The friend end up, she all lovey-dovey. I ain't worried about her. She just jealous. Yeah, I got him. He's mine. She may have had him once, but I got him all the time. Y'all know the song. But she now at a point where she just in love, bro, Spencer, until the husband started doing the same thing to her. He started cheating on her like he did the friend. He started going upside her head like he did the friend. He started doing this, don't want to pay bills, don't want to do that, don't want to take the trash out, don't want to put the pillows on the bed. I'll make the bed, you put the pillows on. He won't even do that. He won't get out PlayStation long enough to go see who at the front door. Hey, somebody at the door. So now all of a sudden, this woman is at a point where she's miserable. And what she invested into him, and she withdrew from her friend. What did she withdraw? I don't need you no more. She withdrew negative. She had insufficient funds, and she withdrew everything that she thought she could get, but ended up with nothing. Amen. I don't know who y'all trying to help somebody. God said, be careful of these relationships. If you got the cheat to get him, you don't need it. Vice versa for my fellas. I know we only got a few and all of us are pretty much married. Thank God. Look at God. Look at God. But if you got the cheat to get her, pay attention to what you get. They got this little show that come on YouTube. I see it sometimes. Dude will pull up, he'll walk up to a gas station. Young lady come out, she pumping gas, and he'll come. He ain't looking the best and whatnot. He say, "Can I get your number?" She like, "No, I'm good. My phone dead and this, that, and the other." You know, and she just talking noise, right? I'm not interested. He say, "Okay, well, you know, I'm headed to this party or whatever. I was wondering if I could take you with me." She say, "Didn't I tell you I'm not interested?" She looked at, he had on a t-shirt and some shorts and some flip-flops, and he went over and he said, "All right, well, you have a nice day." On the next pump over, he got this old expensive car. Get the door and lift the door up. Now this girl, she over there pumping gas. I don't even think she got all the gas. She just took the gas nozzle out and then put it up. Now she over there, hey, you know, y'all know how y'all females is. Some of y'all like to play with your little hair or get on fleek right quick. And so she walked over and she looked at him. She said, "Is this your car?" He said, "Yeah, this is mine." She said, where you say you was going?" He said, "I'm headed to the party or whatever." She said, "I'm really not doing that. My phone, something was wrong with it, but it's working now." You got, I don't know who I'm talking to. Amen. Maybe it's somebody that's on the other end of the recording. But sometimes you got to watch what's being invested into people. Yes. Folks look at what you have instead of looking at you. And you mess around, and he could have been the one like, come on, get in. Yeah, let's go. Now for the rest of your life, guess what you got? Someone who values your car more than she values you. Somebody who values your money more than she values you. So God is asking the question, is it worth the investment? We said earlier that God will always make a way of escape. Right? Whatever comes your way, He'll always open the door and say, the light's on, go this way. You're in darkness right now. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what's going on, but the door is open. Look for the light. Somebody say, look for the light. And when you see the light, He say, now get in a hurry and get out of it. But our problem is, we like to do what the sorry servant did. We like to bury some stuff and think that we're doing something and it'll get better later. If I just bury it, I know I'm good. I'm covered. Everybody else working, but I'm going to bury mine. What about your job? Every promotion is not a good promotion. Let me say that for myself. Every promotion is not a good promotion. Right. Just because they say they're going to give you $10,000 more don't mean you ain't going to have stress-free days. You may have $10,000 more in your bank account, but you have 10,000 more devils to fight. Let me say that again. You may have $10,000 in your bank account, but you got 10,000 more devils to fight. I never understood why some people around me would turn down promotions. Like, man, I got a dude that work around me. He's had 3 different opportunities to get the same position, and he always turned it down. And I asked him one day, why do you do it? He said, you got to look at the one that was in the position. There's a reason why there's been 3 openings. The reason why there's been 3 openings is because the job requires too much. And there's no wiggle room. He said, but I've been here almost 30 years. And I've been here because I've stayed in my lane. Every promotion, the one that came had a job and left. Came, got a job and got fired, but I'm still here. Amen. So God is asking the question on today, is it worth the investment? Ask your neighbor, is it worth it? The investment. Whatever situation you have that comes about, God said you got to do what Proverbs 4 and 7 says. It says that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Before you make any kind of move, make sure it's the right move. Just because she cute in the face and got a slim waist, that still may not be your wife. Just because he got the muscles like Incredible Hulk, he may have the brain like Dumb and Dumb. You got to be careful what you invest into. Amen. I don't know. That's just it. Be careful what you invest into. But one thing, and I'm going to give you this and we're going to get out of the way. Every one of these men, God said, I gave a talent to them according to their ability. I expected something from them. Every day we live with an expectation from God. I expected something from them. But what they saw out in public, that wasn't the blessing. The blessing is what took place behind the scenes. Can I share with y'all this and we done? On yesterday we had the barbecue fundraiser. And people came and we heard all the ribs were good, the chicken was good, the baked beans were good, and all this was good, and macaroni was good. Everybody saw the final result. But nobody paid attention to what was invested. They didn't see that me and the trustee members got together and we came up with an idea. How can we get some funds into the church? How can we do this? How can we do that? And we came up with, let's do a fundraiser, sell some barbecue. If they didn't see that we sat down with the calendar, well, what day? No, we can't do this day because that's right after Thanksgiving. We can't do this one because it's too close to Christmas. But Pastor, what day you think? Let me think about it. Let's do it on this day. We'll do it around this time. Nobody saw the planning beforehand. Nobody saw the planning that, okay, well, what are we going to sell? All right, well, we're going to do ribs and chicken and this. But how much the ribs? Well, we got to go and price the ribs. And how much money we got? We got to check the bank account and do this. And, okay, well, who going to go get the ribs? Me and Deaconess Taylor end up at Sam's, done spent hundreds of dollars on food and stuff. Nobody saw the investment.
That's right.
But everybody wants to reward you. God said the blessing is when I invested into you. Nobody saw that afterwards. Fast forward, after all the stuff was bought, that there were some people that were going to stand over the stove and get some pies and some cakes together and some baked beans. And they didn't see Deacon Ralph and myself with that knife out there cutting that meat, trying to clean it right. And they didn't see that me and the Deacon brothers got together at 6 something in the morning to go out and put some wood in a grill. They didn't see, first of all, the grill came from out of town. We had to plan, how can we get the grill? Get for this person, I'll bring my grill and y'all won't owe me nothing. They didn't see all the planning that was invested into it. Then after we sit there, we got the grill going, they didn't see, now the meat got to be seasoned and it got to be set a certain way and it got to be this temperature and it ain't done yet. You got to flip it in. It's cold, it's about 40 degrees. They didn't see everybody out there like this shaking, trying to get some meat done on the grill. All they knew is that today I'm coming to get some barbecue. Everybody look at the return. But God said the blessing, I don't know, this is for me. The blessing is when I first invested into you. What are you going to do with it now? We could have sat back and complained because this ain't happened, that didn't happen, that didn't happen. But instead, guess what we did? We did what Sister Connie did. Come get it. We put flyers up. We told people word of mouth. We sold tickets. We got busy. Guess what? What we did, there was a return. We got back more than what we put in. What you trying to say? When God has you in the planning stage, do all that you can, Brother Williams. Do all that you can when God gives you that thing. Don't let it fall on bad ground. Don't let it fall on something that can't do nothing. Because if you go to work, yeah, you may be a little tired. We all feeling it right now. But guess what? The church got thousands of dollars put into it's going to the bank because we put some work in.
That's right.
So guess what I believe God is going to do? He's going to do to us what he did to the man that had the 10 talents. Take from the one that don't want to do nothing with it and give it to him. So I'm just dumb enough to believe that